This is the dream team. Wow. Something.
Hi, Sam.
I feel like this was my entire existence as Amara. I always had fans blowing on me.
Yes.
I'm just gonna stay
You
here
should
the
just
whole
travel
time.
with that in your life.
I should.
I want this for you.
Yay. I wish I could stay and watch your panel. You're my favorite
Robert,
people.
Get out of here.
Say less, Rob. Love you. Hey, y'all.
I love that.
I'm not gonna lie, these stools scare me. They don't spin very fast, though. I tried yesterday. It was very sad. I feel like I'm gonna
Do you
fall.
want me to spin you?
Yes. No, they don't. They don't have. They aren't greased up enough, my love.
Maybe someone didn't try hard enough.
Oh, this one's better
Maybe
than
you
the
should
one
try
yesterday.
all of them.
I have too many things in my hands.
Yeah.
Threaten me
Hi.
with a good time. Hi. We're right now what we're
ladies.
doing, just so you know, I'm gonna give away our secrets. Right now we're just vamping so everyone can leave. Are you leaving too?
She might have to pee. Look how
I
big
thought-
the coffees are.
Yeah, we've all had a
I
lot
was
of
like, I'm
coffee.
gonna pee, guys. I don't
Feel a
know
little
what.
jealous.
So we're letting the exclusively Misha people leave before we begin our thing. Okay, are the rest of you staying so we don't cry at you? Okay. Hey, what happened? Where did you go?
It was broken.
Oh, okay. All right. But we will all have to leave and pee at some point during the panel.
Right.
So you're welcome to
But I'm
do
gonna keep
over under
drinking my
make
coffee.
time bets right now. Everybody write down on your phone who you think is going to leave at what time, and if you get the name and the time within 3 minutes, you get a special prize from me personally, because I'm making this promise that no one else has heard of,
Are you
and
gonna
I'm just
spin
making
them
up right
on
now.
a stool? Is that the special prize?
That it is now.
It's a surprise.
You get to spin at not a very fast speed.
Yeah. All right.
That's what we got.
Yeah. Yeah. Just pick a person and a time, and if we actually stand up to leave the stage at that time, you have to text it to yourself though, because otherwise you can fill it in as we're doing it and cheat. I want to see the
Timestamps.
timestamp on that.
So many rules.
This
guys.
is really
This-
interesting, I'm sure.
This game has rules.
It does. Yes. It does.
Kim has rules.
Yeah, Kim has. I do. I follow them. Yes, sir.
No cheating.
And yeah. Are we here?
Should we answer some questions
Let's answer some questions.
before we lose the audience?
Let's do it.
Where are we going?
Hi.
To the left, to the left.
All right, to the left.
Hi, ladies. I was wondering what the best gift you got from a fan was.
Cheese.
I'm always genuinely so impressed with the artistic ability of this fandom and like how thoughtful y'all are. But I have to say, as I was saying that, my first fan art experience was Tumblr. Yeah. I didn't know what it was. But a friend of mine texted me and she's like, hey, are you on a show called Supernatural? And I was like, oh yeah. She's like, are you like a queen or something? And I was like, yeah. She's like, oh, there's this amazing fan art. And I was like, oh, cool. So she texted me what I thought was a piece of art. And I clicked on it and I read it and I was like, this is porn. It was very graphic. Experience between Abaddon and Dean.
We've all had a bit of accidentally
it
reading
was very entertaining. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
But anyways, so yeah, thoughtful art.
Alaina loves the porn, is what you're saying, right?
I like art expression.
If you really
I appreciate
want
your
to know
expression.
the way to your heart, it's
A little
Expression
quick porn.
and chocolate.
I also love, I think that the drawings are my favorite, and specifically like, I mean, I've seen some really beautiful artwork, but I love when little kids draw for us. That is probably my favorite. Because it's so cool to see like a little, like the artistic style developing. And then I also, I don't know, I guess I don't get as analytical about whether, because sometimes I see art and I'm like, oh, do I look like that? Okay. It's just weird to look at yourself.
I can't think of my most
specific favorite, but I think what comes to mind is the gratitude that I have that somebody's willing to spend. Some of these things take a lot of time, a lot of times. I got a needlepoint today of a Rise thing, and she told me it took her 20 hours. I'm like, that's 20 hours out of this person's life that she spent doing something with me in mind, and that is so humbling. And it's anything. It's a drawing. It's those things with the rhinestones, the rhinestone art, anything. And it's just the thought and the heart and the care that goes into it is always appreciated. Whatever level of the artistic ability. And in general, it's pretty dang good. So
It's better than I could do. I always know that.
By a mile, yes, exactly. So, thank you. Do you have a?
No, I mean, same as, yeah. It's not one specific, it's like, it's a combination of just being so impressed at how talented everyone is and just being so amazed that they took time to make it and create it, the love that goes into it. It's very impressive.
Now the challenge for Kim is cheese art.
Oh yeah.
I want to see a big
Cheese
cheese bust of Kim. You know,
It
like,
sounds like a
they
dish
do.
item.
Well, it's like they do, butter sculptures at state
it's a county
fairs.
fair.
We could do
County
that.
It's
on
gonna be a
cheese.
smoked Gouda and Havarti sculpture.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. Somebody
Challenge,
please.
challenge.
Yeah.
So yeah, all
Oh
you
my
artistic
God.
cheese makers.
Do that.
And then you can like
Thank
eat
you
it.
so much.
You can just like get it, you can then eat your face.
We could all
That's
eat your
what she
face.
said.
Hi.
Hi. I'm not artistic at all, but I'll make that for you.
I believe you would.
And I would.
All
would.
you need is a muse. Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
I would. First of all, Emily, we're so glad you're here. Thank you for
I'm
coming.
so happy to be here. Hi,
Okay, so a lot of people ask, like, if you were to revive a character from your favorite TV show, who would it be? No. What I want to know is there a character you hate so viscerally that you wish the show would just kill them off and never have to deal with them again? Any show
Specifically
ever.
any show.
Any show, like that you watched.
So is there ever a character that you think should have died that didn't? Linda Barnes.
Who dat?
Me on Criminal Minds. She's a despicable wretch of a human.
Well, that's fun. Who do I want to kill? Is this like
I
kill,
feel like
kiss,
I've
or
been
marry?
killed too many times and it's too much of a sore spot. I wouldn't want to like.
You don't want to do
purposely
that
kill
to anyone
someone.
else? Yeah.
No.
There was several on Game of Thrones, but then they did it for me, so I was fine.
But you know what? That's what I was thinking of. Joffrey, he got so much hate that he quit acting.
What?
Yeah, because his character, I mean, he was so good at that character, but he was like horrendous. I don't know if he's returned to it, but I remember reading an article and he was like, I can't handle it. It's too much.
Oh my god, that's so sad.
Yeah.
Because that doesn't always happen with a villain character. Sometimes villain characters are beloved, you know? Not
Yes.
Joffrey. Yes, indeed.
That happened with
Honestly, really.
Ahmed Best, who plays Jar Jar Binks. He's now like done other characters in other Star Wars things, but people hated Jar Jar Binks, and he talked about just how wounding that was. So yeah, I don't want to call any characters out. Although, okay, I'll play it safe. I'll say Skeletor.
Yeah.
That's a safe one.
But then, like, who would He-Man be?
That's true.
How would
See,
He-Man was my childhood crush.
I actually,
Samesies.
I came
Oh my
across,
gosh.
I came across a page that dedicated to wishing Mary was dead.
Oh. We love you.
Well, I literally, I think I've said this before. I was like 6 months into Mary being back. Somebody said, "How do you feel about all the Mary hate?" I'm like, "The what?"
The what? Yeah.
And then I made the mistake of looking.
Here's the thing.
And I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, "Oh my god, these people have very strong feelings about this."
That's what happened. I think that's better than like people not really caring either way.
Yes.
I would rather be
Yes.
like despised than people being like,
but
"Eh."
it's
Yeah.
a difference between, are they hating, like if Joffrey, if the actor felt like they were hating him and not the like. If, sometimes it's hard to separate. I think.
I think so.
Well,
Not
I
as
think
the
you're
actor,
the
but as the audience.
recipient. You're still like you have ownership, right?
Yeah,
Like that happened
you're
when
receiving
Abaddon scratched Baby. This is a true story. I have no notifications on my phone, not a single one. I don't get phone calls. I don't get text messages. I don't get emails, because the morning after that episode aired, I woke up and my phone was like, my Twitter feed was like, "Fuck you, bitch!" And sorry for the kids. And I was like, "What happened?"
It's okay, I eased him in yesterday.
Kim's here, I'm safe. And I was like, what happened? And you can't not internalize it. I wasn't even there. I didn't even get that script. But it really was like, oh my gosh, I was getting like this anonymous hate for something I didn't even know about.
I got a little bit of that at very, very beginning. And I thought it was kind of funny. I thought it was funny. I was like, okay. And then very quickly, it was love. It was like just like a quick second of hate.
Yeah, it's
like an initiation.
Right. Can you take it?
Sure. Yeah. But still, Littlefinger had to go. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Brianna. I've actually already asked this question to both Kim and Sam, but since I didn't ask to the rest of you guys, I was wondering if you guys cook for your kids, and if your characters would cook.
If the characters would cook for the boys, and if we cook for our kids.
If you cook for your kids and if your characters would cook.
If they
I
came
feel
and
like-
said, "Will you cook for us?" Would you be like, "Sure, here, I'll make your lunch," or like, "Here's $5, sort it out"?
And am I answering as
Kids
me
or
or
the
my
boys?
character?
Both. I feel like, unfortunately, I think Amara would burn everything. I think she's a takeout kind of girl, so probably not.
I mean, I don't think Anna would be a very good cook. Once she turns angel, she doesn't really taste anything. So it's like,
What's the point?
yeah. Can't even enjoy chocolate cake anymore.
I cook for my dogs. I don't have kids, but I do sometimes make like, because you can get all those really fancy and very nutritious like human grade food for your dogs. And I was like, I can make that, and I did. But then Arthur.
Can you get us takeout, Mom?
Well, one of my dogs was like, whatever. And then the other one, he every time you put food in front of him, it's like he has never eaten in his life. He is constantly in danger of starving. And so I was like, well, he doesn't care either way. He's gonna eat whatever I make. So I felt like he didn't appreciate it enough.
The entire
You're
mother
ungrateful
cooking
dog.
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like it's my full-time job as a single mom of 4 people. And then sometimes, like, my older son is at college, so he doesn't do this anymore, but like he used to come home with like 7 20-year-old boys, and I was like, oh shit. Like, what's in the freezer?
They probably don't care much what it is.
I have to
No.
tell you, this morning in the car, I have never heard a cry of anguish as the one that came out of Alaina Huffman when she said, "They're just always so hungry."
I have a whole shelf in my pantry for cereal. And when it goes on sale at Costco, you just buy it all. So many kids. And yeah, I think Abaddon would, I think she'd be like, it's like Russian roulette. Like, you want me to cook for you? Do you? This could be really fun for me. Could be really good for you. I welcome the challenge.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi. My question is, if you all went out for a girls' night and each had to invite one of your characters, who would you bring along with you?
Our individual characters?
Yeah.
Characters we played any time in our careers?
Yeah, at any time.
But we're gonna put them all in a room together? Oh,
Yes,
okay.
and you
So we
all
gotta
are
sort
also
this
in
out.
the room with them, yeah.
Please don't bring Amara.
She was nice, but she brought you back to life.
I know, I like her, but she killed everyone else.
She was nice at the end.
She didn't kill
Look
me.
what it got her.
Yeah, that's
She
true.
got absorbed into Chuck.
Look, I think Amara and Kim would get along great.
I think,
Because
yeah.
Amara is like one human being that would not tell Kim she's too much and maybe we shouldn't go that deep. Amara would be like, yes, more.
Yeah.
Yeah. So-
Fair, what do you got?
Yeah.
Fair. And then she'd be like, let's go play Keno.
Yeah. That too.
God, that's amazing.
What
I forgot
character?
she was playing Keno.
Yeah, bring Amara.
She had a wide a roller coaster of not a roller coaster, I don't know what amusement park ride I'm looking for, but she went a lot of different places, trying to figure out what
She was more on a road trip.
sums up her arc.
The fun house where you
Yeah.
disappeared and reappeared.
Yeah. And she's like, I'm playing Keno, I don't have time for you. Then she's like, oh, you want me to help you save humanity? Sure. Oh, Dean lied. Oh. Let me go get absorbed.
Shock. I feel like I was gonna say TJ because she's just like a solid person that I love, but given the pedigree of my friends that I'm going to girls' night with, I'm bringing the Black Canary. Yeah. She's kind of cool, but also she can protect me.
I bring Carrie Martin because she kind of fits in anywhere.
They agree, clearly.
Yeah. We'd all be happy.
Yeah. Plus, she's really good at diffusing tense situations. She'd bring out that mom voice, and everybody would chill the fuck out.
I don't know how much fun Mary would be at a party. I'm trying to think. I really like this character I played on a show that most of you probably never saw called Profiler. And that one person, thank you. She was an art dealer. She was really cool. And in typical fashion, she was killed after a very brief arc. But she was great while she was alive. So
I feel like my bug girl from Fringe, little Mona Foster action would be really fun because she'd like bring out like a book of bugs, and everyone would be like, cool. Okay.
Conversation
Talk
starter.
about anything else?
Yeah.
Nope, just bugs.
Thank you. Thank you.
At a party.
Hi there.
Hi. So I guess I'm like seeking advice with this question, but I'm 25 and I was wondering what advice you'd have for navigating this part of life where like you don't really know what's going on and you kind of feel like you're falling behind, but you don't know what that looks like. And that's, yeah.
That part, that's life, I think.
that doesn't end.
Well, I think that's important. Recognize that feeling can come up at any time. And I think, I don't always believe it, but I try to trust that I am exactly where I am supposed to be. I am equipped for whatever challenge has come up, or I can definitely devolve into worry. And I think that smart people have told me, first of all, you don't know what's going to happen. You can imagine the best case scenario just as easily as the worst case scenario. And I think that's a good one. Try to think about the best thing that could happen and trust that you only need to know enough to know that moment. You don't have to get ahead of yourself. And it's easy, I think. Like I think back to my 20s, last year. And how it felt like anything was possible. And I think as you get older, it's natural for that feeling to go away, but it doesn't have to. Anything is always possible. You might need a different route there.
Work. I think you have to remind yourself.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah, it's not automatic.
Yeah.
I would say don't compare yourself to what you think other people are doing.
Yeah.
Because
Or what
if
you think you should have been at this point,
Right. Particularly social media and stuff, but even in life, people don't tell you, they don't walk up and be like, hi, I'm having a really hard time. They just present their best face. And so know that if you are trying your best, if you're doing your best, that's enough.
And that's exactly where you're supposed to be.
I have 3. 1, there is no failure, only uncomfortable lessons. But you learned something. You did not fail. 2, oh God, oh.
Are you all right?
We're up, all right.
Brilliant recovery.
2, there is no quitting. There is only course correction. When you learn something, you are allowed to adjust what you think direction you want to be headed in. And third, because I want to should be the reason you fucking do everything.
I hate always going after Kim. I'm a big believer in a spiritual practice and finding alone time and time to sit and whatever that looks like, if it's meditation or journaling, praying. The world can be very noisy, and you know, in moments of complete chaos, it's nice to have something that grounds you and finds center, and that's gotten me through everything. Good luck.
Hello. So, as you kind of talked about earlier, a lot of your characters have received a lot of backlash, and some of your characters, like Abaddon, like they are kind of supposed to be the villains, but some are just girls. So it's like, I was gonna ask, do you think your characters would get the same like weird amount of hate or backlash if you guys were men, or do you think it's kind of like rooted in that misogyny kind of aspect?
That is a loaded question, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, look, I have to pee.
Well, I will say this. I remember when I got the script for the episode where Amara and Dean had a kiss, and Misha was like, "Oh, the fans are gonna hate you. I'm sorry." And I was like, "What? Why?" And I think if I had been a guy or a girl, I would have gotten the same reaction. Because everybody was like, "Don't touch him. You don't get to kiss him." We only kissed once as well. I will remind everyone, because it feels like that. Sometimes it seems like that was my entire existence on the show.
I
get asked
definitely
about
did more
it so
kissing,
much.
and it does feel like the entire existence
Yeah.
on the show.
Yeah, I think, I mean, personally, I sort of feel like it's when your character comes into this show, it's like whether or not they seem to pose a threat to the boys. And I don't necessarily think, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm naive, but I don't think it has anything to do, or not a ton to do with gender. I think it's that is the primary relationship, and everyone wants to protect that, and if you threaten that, you better watch out.
I have a thought, and I think it's a little bit sort of your question adjacent, because I don't think it would have mattered if Mary were male or female, because the other parent didn't get a lot of love either.
Well,
By most people. No, tell me. To do it.
I want to hear your answer.
No, what I was going to say is a lot of the stuff that Mary got criticized for are things that the boys did every week. Doing things for the greater good, being secret about it for, you know, because they were being like the hero and just didn't want to bother anybody, and taking off and doing their own thing, and like a lot of the things that she did that people were really mad about were such a Winchester behavior, but Mary got yelled at for it, and the boys didn't. Now, that doesn't mean that if Mary had been Mark, it would have been fine, because she still wasn't Dean or Sam. So it's hard to say, but that's all I have to say about that.
I don't think it would have mattered for me if I was a boy or girl. I don't think it makes a difference.
It would have been different if you were a boy.
Different kind of
Yeah.
scene,
Different.
but you know, I don't think. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Hi, my name's Kara, and I wanted to know what your favorite, like, random funny episode of Supernatural was, like Plush, or that one with Dean talking with the dog.
What was our favorite sort of more comedic Supernatural episode?
Yes.
I should watch the show more.
I've always liked the one with the imaginary friends. I thought that was very funny.
Oh yeah, I like that one. Did Rich direct that one? Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah. That was his first one, yeah.
Like, this isn't necessarily one of the haha funny ones, but there was some significant comedy in it. The Ghostfacers, first time you saw the Ghostfacers?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, that was a
good.
great episode. Also scared the fuck out of me. One of the most legitimately, like, I'm going to be thinking about this when I go to bed tonight and not in the fun way. It's a really scary episode, but also very funny.
I like the one where the meta one where they were playing themselves as actor. French Mistake. Yeah, I like that too.
I like Scooby Natural.
Yeah.
We have some Scooby-Doo people here today. Dressed up as.
Where did that come from?
Do those answers
Over
meet?
here.
Are one of those your favorite? Which one's your favorite?
I've always been a fan of Plush. I just find that one to be really
What
good.
happened in that episode? Sorry.
It's the haunted costumes with Donna.
Oh, the outfits, the furry outfits. Yes.
Thank you.
I don't remember that one. We'll have to look that up.
Hello. Hi, Mom. So I am 20 days shy of completing my first year as a teacher.
Thank you.
What age?
Preschool.
Oh, fuck.
And I have these two stories that I will tell everyone for the rest of my life, and was wondering if there was a story that you tell everyone from your first acting job.
Yes. I remember my first acting job. I was driving, so we get picked up from our trailer to be brought to set, and someone was talking bad about some big actor. I forget who it was, but it was like a big A-lister. And they're like, oh, he's such an asshole. He's so difficult to work with. Like, he doesn't leave his trailer unless money's deposited in his bank account. I was like, wow, I hope I'm never like that guy. And then I got screwed over on a contract. And I was like, oh, I totally understand him now. And it was just one of those things, you can be so naive and want to be a team player, and then the world hits you and you pivot.
Yeah. My first acting job, I came home every day convinced and just having accepted the fact that I was going to be fired. And they never did. And I'm still not convinced they didn't hire me by accident and just kept forgetting to fire me. But I literally had no idea what I was doing. And they helped me, but I was...
What was it?
Seinfeld.
That's
a
scary.
big show to step onto.
It was terrible. I know.
That was your first acting gig?
Yes.
I mean, smell you, Nancy Drew.
That's why I thought they hired me by accident. I'm like, did they look at my resume? Because it had nothing on it except a commercial.
You were great, though. I saw that.
Thank you. I had a lot of help. Jason Alexander was because they couldn't hear me at all. I was saying this yesterday. Every time they'd all say their lines, and I'd be like, I didn't know what I was doing. So anyway, that's I can't believe I survived that job in any capacity. So yes, I'm very lucky. I was nervous.
Did you mean acting or television?
Or job?
Yeah, acting job or television job?
Any?
Oh, that's much better, because I'm like, I have a story I tell, it's not very happy, and I don't think it'll vibe. First acting job, though, is when I learned that when you do stage kisses, you do not use your tongue.
Surprisingly, that is a mistake that a lot of times, it's a natural function.
I actually wasn't the one who made the mistake. The mistake was made at me, and I was so startled. I was like, and they're like, that's distracting. Let's address this.
Yeah. I will piggyback on that. No, this isn't my first acting job, which, to be honest, I don't remember what that was. But along with the kissing thing, I will say, and I don't think I've ever said this at a con, so when you do the blocking, you just kind of say the line and you make sure you're on the right spot and you figure out where you're going to move in the scene. And then you rehearse it, so they bring in the crew and they watch you rehearse the scene with a little more acting, but whenever the kiss comes up, you just go, kiss. You don't actually kiss each other. And I had already...
Unless you're me and Jim Beaver.
Right, okay, or unless you're me and you just fucked up.
You didn't get the note.
I had sex scenes before, and so I'd had kissing scenes, and I didn't realize it at the time. It was later And Jensen was such a gentleman. He did not even flinch. He did not say a word. No one said a word because they follow his lead. And it was like later, I was like, oh fuck. Sorry, like I never said sorry because I was probably super embarrassed at the time. But you're not supposed to kiss during the, rehearsal.
I don't know, but I think that's part of the problem is that it's not like a hard and fast rule. And there is
True.
like, now there's something called an intimacy coordinator on a lot of sets, which I feel like this should have been the thing all along because it is very strange when you have to have some sort of sex scene or kissing scene with another actor and you don't know like what they're comfortable with doing. And if you don't have a director who's like, this is, because the most important thing is like, what's the story we're telling in the scene? And it can be very much like choreography that way.
Yeah.
That's helpful for me to think about it. But when nobody is, like, it's not
I
a
will
rule.
say, for Supernatural, Jensen was my intimacy coordinator. Like 100%. Like that's because he had the room and he was able to like force people to let me take the time I needed, and he made sure I was comfortable. And I think that like that's what an intimacy coordinator is there for. They're like there to make sure you're okay. And are you comfortable with this angle? Are you comfortable with this shot? Here's your, something to cover you up with.
You don't even know the questions you're supposed to ask.
No.
Sometimes you
It's
don't.
so weird.
Like
we're
would
supposed
you
to just know how
like
to do
just
this.
pasties or a big thing of nylons? That's actually a thing you have to tell them, and if you don't know what to tell them,
In fact,
they're just going to give you one.
A lot of times it's in your contract, and then each network has a different rule. So, like in like CW, for example, they're not allowed to show more than. Because I had that scene, I came out of the bath naked, and I was like, I wasn't worried about it because I was like, they can't show anything in CW. They show like, I wear shorter shorts than that. It's fine. So they can't show much, but HBO. Or an independent movie where you end up on the other side of the world and someone's like, oh, you're getting naked. I was like, no, contractually I'm not. And yet, anyways.
I would think that it's true, like you don't really rehearse that part. And when in most rehearsals, you don't do anything 100%, like fighting scenes, any of that stuff. But it is like, you're kissing a semi-stranger for the first time on camera, and they're never going to use the first take probably because it's awkward. It's awkward, and
or like a colleague. Like it's like y'all like in your break room at work, and you're like, so how was the soccer game? Did Jimmy score well? And anyways, you two kiss. Right. I love your wife, but hey, let's get to this.
It's
awkward.
It's so awkward, and it's always so technical. Like I really only had two, I think, and they're always like they always feel like a little bit corny because of the
Corny.
corny,
Not corny. Oh,
corny.
corny. Okay.
They do feel corny to me.
I thought you said horny with an H.
And maybe I've
So
never
I'm
been on a
checking-
porn set, guys, so I
Okay.
really don't know. But I just feel like it's always so technical. Like it's about the angle, and it's about like what you're doing. So it's like mine was very like, the directors in Video Village, like across the studio, going,
Okay, I just want you to just lean in and then just go ahead and kiss. Okay, now put your hand on his chest right there. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Okay, and then just lean back a little bit and then turn to the right and come in for another kiss.
guys, it is not hot.
It's also like a lot of times you're not cast with somebody you would have chosen. It's not like your match in life.
And they also do it first thing. Most of the time, if you don't know them, they're like, okay, hi, get in bed.
Yeah.
Like,
Anyway.
did y'all watch Shameless though?
Oh yeah.
Like she was with a new dude every opener, and I was like, damn. Like I don't know if I would be able to do every scene. He was like a co-star, meaning not even a line, if that. And she's like hot and heavy in a bathroom or something. I was like, whoa, that's a lot.
It's weird. We have a weird job, you guys.
Very weird job.
It's a weird job. But
And
a good
yes,
one.
all of this part would be different if we were female. Somebody else asked that. I was like, this conversation is very different for a group of women. But yeah, there's the advice that apparently we all suggest is yes to intimacy coordinators, no to tongue.
Yes.
She asked if you had a story to share from your first.
That was my story. Was
That's
I
right.
learned don't use tongue. song, and it took off. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So this, yep. So this sort of piggybacks on that question really well.
Oh, fun.
There's not enough women's voices and experiences in media. So if money were no object, if Amazon gave you a dump truck full of money and said, make a show, what would you make?
I have a movie that I'm ready to direct, and I've shortlisted it. It's really hard to get a movie made, but it's not necessarily, it's a woman's story, but it's not like a woman's story. For me, as an actor, I find the older I get, the better the roles get. Like, they're maybe smaller, and I'm less seen, but I'm more seen, if that makes sense. And I just feel like there's a lot of depth, because the most dynamic people that I know are like my grandmother and women I grew up looking up to, and I'm like, where are those stories? So I would personally, as a woman, like to see more of those types of stories. And I do think it's getting better, and I do think it's our responsibility to tell those stories.
Is this, you said a series or a movie? Because those are two different answers.
Well, let's say a series.
Project. Okay.
Oh,
and
series.
unlimited money. Because the first thing I do is hire a really, 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 really good lawyer, and then I make Wayward Sisters.
I would like to see a series of, because I love the Viking shows. They're my happy jam.
Good.
And something that through archaeology and stuff we're learning is that, and they represented this a bit in both Viking shows, women were equals. They were warriors, they were clan leaders, they were queens, and they were a much bigger part of the Viking society than is depicted most of the time. And I would like to have like the feeling of Wonder Woman, but Vikings. That's me.
I think selfishly for me, I've been dying to bite into a detective role. I feel like it's like not something you'd think of, a detective. Like it's not like the first thought when you think of Julie, it's just a detective. But I think like my weird, quirky oddness would be interesting to someone.
I watched that. Sorry. I also, like, I don't know how y'all felt when Wonder Woman came out. It was like this big thing, and I was really excited to see it, and I honestly left there kind of exhausted. And I was like, oh my God, I don't want to be Wonder Woman. I want to be like a normal woman. And so I think to tell more normal stories, like it's awesome that we've all played these like heightened versions of female characters, but like there's an existence that's, you could just be, and that's compelling enough.
Did everybody answer the question? Who hasn't gone yet?
Emily?
Oh, I guess I didn't. Well, I just had an idea sitting here when you were talking about like your grandmother, and then we were thinking about superheroes, and I would love to know like She-Ra was my jam growing up. I would love to see something like what's She-Ra doing in her 60s. I think that would be so interesting.
Yeah, like Golden Girls, but female superheroes.
Yes.
But also even just you playing the armor is like such a cool, like it's, you're faceless, right?
We don't know how old she is.
Right.
And she's
could be
a
either
remarkable
gender.
woman, but it's not remarkable that she is a woman. They just accept that she's the leader. I love that. Yeah.
Kim, did you go already? Kim, did you answer the question? Okay. Hey, give it up for this powerhouse. Amazing actors, amazing people, love them so much. And they are the ladies of Supernatural.